Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online challenge. Though you might notice something here that we are playing something just a little bit different. And that is. Oh, we're on the draw, not on the play. My bad on that one. But that is going to be Eldrazi Ramp. So, pretty significant departure from what I was previously running. But I've been kind of giving some thought to Eldrazi and was feeling that Chalice of the Void was losing value, which was a big reason to run Eldrazi. And I started brewing together a Eldrazi ramp list that was a bit of a departure from what is currently being run. And came up with the current list that I'm running today and pretty happy with it. So, passing out today in today's challenge. This is my second match with this deck, to be completely transparent. But we'll see how it turns out. Drew into a Devour, which I like. And let's go with Thought Knot. A lot of lists have cut Thought Knot. I like it a lot. I think saturating the 4-drop slot is smart in this kind of list. So here's an attempt. You could have played Cavernous Souls. Oh, interesting. Felia. So this is 4C. Ooh. Well, that is fascinating. Forest Island Plains. Leyline Binding is probably the right hit here. Overlord of the Flood Pit is 4. Or Boiler Briggs is 4. So I think we take the Leyline Binding. Okay. If I want to crack this Wooded Foothills, definitely want to play Malevolent Rumble. I'm trying to think. Moto's been so slow. I might need to reinstall Moto, honestly. It's been costing me a lot of time throughout a match. There's Overlord of the Flood Pits. This is fascinating. Then they're going to be able to bounce it. Oh, that's very interesting. I mean, of course, they sacrificed the Felia in order to accomplish this. Huh. Unless they have a, something to pitch to Solitude. Targeting Overlord. Yep, that makes sense. We'll block. I guess they are under the impression the cost is worth it. Oh, that's really fascinating. This is the first time I've seen like 5C Overlord. Huh. And it's an Avatar horror. It's not elementals. Yeah, it's like 5C Overlords. I saw some talk of a list like this, but hadn't seen it yet. Well, we can't block it. Wondering how I want to process this now. I kind of want to just ramp into Devourer 4, 5, 6, and 7. So let's go. Yeah, so let's go Talisman of Impulse. Cavern of Souls. Name Eldrazi. Talisman of Impulse. Malevolent Rumble. I'm gonna want Karn. Okay. And then go to attacks. You can't block it, so I might as well attack. If they want to trade for it, I'm okay with that. Down to 12. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we definitely have 9. We definitely have enough for Devour of Destiny next turn. They're getting a lot of value though out of this Overlord of the Flood Pits. Holy hell. See what they play here. Because it's, what, draw 2, discard 1? Jeez. And I've done that 3 times now. That is a ton of card advantage. Imagine if Up the Beanstalk was still a card in Modern. Oh my word. I mean, we're seeing similar lists to this in Standard, but obviously there's no fetches, no shocks, no triomes. So it's a lot different. Okay. Oh, let's go to combat. See if you do anything. I want to know that before I cast this Devourer. Attack with Thought-Knot. Well, you take the 4 down to 6. Nope, I figured that the Solitude was coming out. Just was a matter of time. Yep. I'll draw a card, I'll gain some life. Alright, well, let's go 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. Yeah, we'll do 6, 7. Devour targets. Cannot be countered. Let's go Wooded Foothills and pass. We'll probably grab a commercial district here. There's Felia. So they now have Overlord of the Overlord of the Boiler Brigs and a Leyline Binding. Targeting what? Targeting Devourer. Yes. I can't really do too much here. Yep, imagine Boiler Brigs is the direction they're going. No, another Flood Pits. Okay. They just want to draw cards. I mean, power to them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We do have 8 mana. Cannot kill Philia, which is a tad annoying. I'll take the 2. Play Meticulous Archive. Filial Trigger. A Flage in the graveyard too. What in the fresh hell am I playing against? Drawn discard. Like, I need to just clear the board and the graveyard? This is a fascinating deck. I like it. It's really cool. Though I think Flage might need to eat a Ubiquity ban because it's kind of the same point as like the One Ring, just being able to be played in pretty much everything. Any red-white X deck should be playing Flage. Like, there's no question. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll keep the Rumble on top to dig deeper. Alright, well, let's play Rumble. Okay, well that Kozilek's return makes things interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll go the Sowing Myco spawn. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Just trying to think here how I can see this right. I mean, I'll have enough for both the Sowing Myco spawn and for Karn. Because what I need now is that Malevolent Rumble. Or not Malevolent Rumble, Kozilek's Return, more accurately. Oh, it didn't grab the right forest. That's annoying. We'll grab a forest. Utopia Sprawl. Generate another green. Moto. There we go. Karn the Great Creator. A moment like this where Torpor Orb would be fantastic. And we need basically a 7+. So let's go Sundering Titan. And then pass the turn. We just need to survive the turn. Then we should be good. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 card types. We still haven't seen an Emrakul just yet. You attack me or attack Karn? We'll take... Ooh, actually, did we mess up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. No, so we can't do both. Let us say we could potentially take 8. Oh, no, I think we did mess up. 8, 5. Yeah. 4 damage to any target. Ooh. 13. So that's another 9 damage down to 3. And they attack with failure will block it. Overlord will hit me. I'll be down to 3, leaving just Flage. But we'll clear pretty much clear their entire board. They also leave Karn, which is relevant. Okay, well, we'll see how this shakes out then. They play a land already? Okay, they definitely can't play Flage. Leyline Binding takes what? Sowing Myco Spawn. That's fine. Oh, and a Solitude. So they found everything they needed for lethal. Yes. Because that'll put me down to 4 exactly. Oof. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, they found exactly what they needed, so I can't complain too much. So this is like 5C Overlord. That's what I'm gonna call it for now until I find a better name for it. Interesting. Well, let's bring in Dismembers, cut the Myco spawns. What could I have done differently there, knowing that Overlord of the Boiler Brig was in hand? I may guess maybe... I wonder... He spent 5 mana. I guess I could have... maybe grabbed Might? Would at least avoided the Boiler Brigs. Yeah, that comes out of nowhere. Interesting. I could also grab Cityscape Leveler. Or not Cityscape Leveler, Ensnaring Bridge. They wouldn't have been able to attack. They would have killed Karn. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to give that some thought. It can sometimes be difficult playing against in a completely new deck. We're on the play for game 2. This hand is interesting. I mean, the main card we'd want to hit is a Thought Knot, which not great. So I think we mulligan this. I mean, Thought Knot, Talisman, we'd be able to play on 2. Yeah, not much here. So we mulligan this. Like I said, we've really saturated the 4-drop spot. So we keep this. We drop the Forest. Done. The Kozilek's Return will be nice. We don't need to show off the World Breaker just yet. We can play Eldrazi Temple and then pass. And then World Breaker after. And then play Thought Knot on 2. Pass. Yeah, this is a really interesting matchup. Okay, what did Foothills? Play Ugin's Lab. Tuck the Breaker. Let's take a look at your hand, friend. Yes, we want that. Well, Ophelia without an Overlord isn't much. An Overlord without Ophelia still does something. I will still take the Ophelia, because you have less copies of Ophelia than you do have Overlords. You have at least, I'd imagine, between 6 to 8. Between Boiler Brigs and Flood Pits. And Breaker can deal with the Overlord as well pretty cleanly. There's their Mesa. Dismember's good. Go to attacks. We'll play the Verdant Catacombs and then pass. We have Dismember if they find another Ophelia. We have a Return if we need to clear. Okay. Imagine they'll play the Flood Pits. Arid Mesa. They do not. Interesting. Well, let's crack the Catacombs. Let's grab the Commercial District. 2, 4, 5, 6. I mean, it's not bad. I'll put it on top. Maybe we should play the Foothills there. 2, 4, 5, 6. So next turn we can play Breaker. surprised they didn't play Overlord of Flood Pits. Arid Mesa, so they didn't play the Plains, so we still know 2 cards in hand. Crack the Mesa, might be Boiler Brig time. Could be Teferi? Nope. Okay, so it is Flood Pits. Ditches a Scouting Tarn. And I will return Breaker to hand. Sowing Mycospawn is interesting though. Like, I don't really mind the Flood Pits right now. And I can dismember Ophelia. Though, how does Ophelia actually read? Is it when it attacks? When it attacks, that is important to note. Well, we're going to kick a Mycospawn and get rid of that lounge. Consign. Okay, so you consign the exile trigger. Cavern Souls might be worth it then, just in case we want to keep the body. And play the Wooded Foothills, and go to attacks. Still holding up. I guess basically the Dismember, the return is not held up. They're hasting something. We don't have a Flage in Grave, so it's not Flage. Could be Philia? Yes. To combat, we're going to dismember you, friend. Alright. We walked away victorious in game 2. As far as changes are concerned, I think we keep it the same. We are on the draw for game 3. Hand's not great. No turn 4 plays. So I'm mulligan this. Still kind of rough because no turn 4 again. We'll go down to 5. Or turn 2 rather. That's an awkward hand. I'll keep it. Pitch Talisman. Pitch Command. Command might be what we need to get rid of the Philia. Pitch Talisman, pitch Thought Knot, because Philia will come out before Thought Knot. Yeah, we'll keep this. Reveal Devourer. A lab would be good. Yeah, I think lab is our first priority. Because then we can go lab, Talisman, untap, Cavern, and then have Kozilek's Command. No dice there. So I think instead we go Forest. Forest, Sprawl for red. Pass. So now we're hoping to top deck Templar Lab would be ideal. Blue for Lorne Reveal, okay. Finds a Hallowed Fountain. So I imagine we see Ophelia. Shock for Philia. I guess they can flash Philia. Unfortunate. Well, let's play the Talisman. So they're gonna get what they want. Eldrazi. We'll flash in the Philia, play an Overlord, and flash it. Or blink it, rather. So yeah, that was a turn 3. There's a turn 3 Thought Knot, turn 3 Kozilek's Command. Not thrilled about it. We'll probably... Teferi? Nope, Floodpits. Okay. It is really interesting deck. Not sure how much staying power it has, but it is interesting. Torpor Orb absolutely breaks this deck. But I guess it doesn't. Oh, actually, you know what? It really doesn't. Only when the creature ETBs, but it enters as an enchantment. Ooh. It's a creature spell when cast, but it comes in as an enchantment. So I don't think it would trigger Torpor Orb. Interesting. It's unlikely they are playing Force, so I think we can cleanly get rid of Philia here. Temple's very good. 2, 4, 5, 6. Well, let's go ahead and exile Philia. No more flat or blink shenanigans, friend. I'm tempted to play Thought Knot here, but I want to guarantee that we get rid of this Overlord. I mean, if we draw into a land, we can play both next turn, but I do need to get rid of this Overlord. It's going to give them too much value too quickly. Oof, there's Flage. Not thrilled about that either. Do you go and cast Flage, friend? You do not. Breaker. Breaker is interesting. I'll actually go ahead and cast Breaker. And attempt to get rid of that Overlord. Regardless, I have a way to block it, which is important. Unfortunately, you might have a Leyline Binding, which is less than ideal. Yep. Yep. Would have loved to have been able to play the Thought Knot. Do they play Flage? If they have an Arena of Glory, I'm screwed. Not Arena of Glory. Another attack from the Flood Pits. Another Flage in the yard. Frightening. We're down to 8. We need to get rid of Flood Pits. So they play Flage. We kind of need to get rid of that as well. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we still have Devourer. However, there is an issue now. Flood Pits needs to die, because if that gets through and Flage attacks, we're dead. Our Flage ETBs were dead. Another Breaker. 2 breakers would be able to block. So I think we're going to take a risk here. And try and get this breaker back on board. If they have another... Okay, they don't have Consign. They have another Leyline Binding or Solitude. Solitude would be okay. Binding would not. Do they have the Binding? They do. So now I need to block the Overlord of the Flood Pits. Flage ETB will put me down to 1. I have access to 4 mana. And they now have lethal for Arena of Glory. Yikes. This deck is interesting. Very interesting. I will be curious to see where this deck goes going forward. It's the first time I've seen it, and I'll be looking up some lists online. But I mean, it seems strong. In a turn 2 Felia, if there's nothing to contest it, just means that you're going to get a ton of value, draw 4, and another Binding, Jesus. You're just able to go through so many cards. Yeah, GG's. Okay, I'll have to be on the lookout for this deck. Definitely gonna have to be on the lookout for this deck. That being said, I mean, I don't really have any notes so per se, as I'm not sure if there's really anything that I could have done differently, not having played against the deck before. So I'll have to give some thought to it. That being said, we'll be back in just a bit for round 2. Alright, and we are back for round 2. Hand is interesting. I actually kind of like it. Oh, not really. Because I was thinking turn 2 Rumble, find a lab, or like, it's not bad. It does allow for more turn 3s. I think I could find a better turn 2 hand though. Not this hand. Yeah, sure. I'll take this. It's a turn 2 Karn. It is on the draw, which isn't as good. But we also get to see a card from Devourer in hand pretty early. I mean, turn 2 Karn, if they have no pressure, allows me to go Liquid Metal Coating and start ending the game. It's not all too upset by that. Let's go Talisman of Impulse here. Yeah. That way we have a green source. Cracking Arid Mesa. For what? Thundering Falls Surveil. Could be another 5C pile. Could be Jeskai based on the Wrath. That is likely. Does mean we might need to contest with a counter spell here. Or not. I wonder if they have a force. You could just jam Karn and find out. Breaker. Talisman. Karn. Karn resolves. I think it's Jeskai, so I'm hesitant to go into Liquid Metal Coating immediately. Instead, I'm going to go for Forge. Pass. And that is why. So thinking Bolt, Discharge, both concerning cards there. Probably holding up a counter. Let's try Forge. Yep. Well, I don't need to stop on my end step. I need to stop on their end step. Bring back World Breaker to hand just in case we draw into a temple. Okay, they keep it on top. I guess I'll hold up the ability to respond just in case. Lorn Reveal, finding a land. There's Hallowed Fountain, untapped. Flage? To Fairy, yeah. Do you bounce anything? 2, 3, 4, so I can't bring back World Breaker then. That wouldn't make any sense. Well, another Impulse. Karn? 2, 4, 6. 4 cards in hand. Liquid Metal Coating is tempting. I just don't know if it's right. Alternatively, we could try and land Leveler or Titan in a couple turns. Tormod's Crypt might be correct preemptively for Flage. Let's go Tormod's Crypt so we can just be preemptive here. Moto's having a moment. We'll play the Tormod's Crypt and then pass. Just in case they have that Flage. Island. 4 cards in hand still. Opponent's thinking here. Fairy tick up. Yep. Solitude. Wrath. Ugh. Yeah, we'll target you. I'll get rid of my talismans. Not ideal. There go my green sources. Well, we'll play a Thought-Knot Seer. Good top deck. Do you have a Solitude? No, but you do have the Flage. I'll take the Flage. We'll minus Karn. I'm gonna grab a Stone Brain and pass. I'm gonna get rid of the remaining Flages in their deck, see how many threats they actually have. Because it's usually Flage, Solitude, and maybe an Eternal Dragon. If you do nothing, we'll attack into the Fairy. Emrakul the Promise End. Interesting. Well, let's first attack into the fairy. Do you have a Solitude? No shot you found it off the top. Oh, Rat the Skies X3 does it, yes. Thought not trigger. 4/8. Yeah, the Rat the Sky's been rough. Jeez. So now we're at 7? Three card types: creature, artifact, planeswalker. Oh, okay. So 7. Tick up on Karn. Play the Stonebrain. Do we eat the Force? There's the Force, there's the Teferi, one unknown in hand. Yes, I'll pass the turn. Teferi ticks up. Flage hits Karn. Yep. Karn down. Well, we need to cast it on my turn. There is a thought to exiling Flage. I think that is correct. It'd be 2 cards. Flage, and I'm actually going to get rid of Mystic Forge in mine. Done. That resolves. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're too short on Emrakul. Targeting nothing. They want to draw a card. Reasonable. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. Yeah, let's send it. I've actually never taken control of another player's turn, so it's going to be interesting. Okay. Do you have a Solitude? You have a Solitude. Well, gain 13 from that. It's not the end of the world. Interesting. So we'll draw a Subtlety and a Subtlety. So I can exile blue card and play Subtlety. Done. I can't do anything painful to them. So that was the extent of that, unfortunately. Okay. Yep, not gonna attack myself. And then it's their turn. Well, I did something. This one's gonna be a long one, I fear. Kozilek's Return. Well, if I'm going to cast it, I can't cast it because I have no red. We pass. What I probably will do is on their end step return Devourer to hand. In case we draw into a temple. Land. Return Devourer. Oh no. Come on, bud. Yeah, I think I just need to reinstall it. Okay, well, let's try and do this. Do you got a counterspell? You do not. 2, 4, 6, 10. So we do have 10 next turn, as well as the Kozilek's Return. Return doesn't do too much in this matchup, unfortunately. The fairy, take up. Draw. Rumble. We'll rumble later. We will get rid of Teferi. Do you have a counter opponent? You have a Solitude? Are we going to gain more life? Is that what's happening? Yes, it is. Well, we have a way to clear the board for what it's worth. Well, let's go. Moto, you're killing me here. Like, I've lost so much time. Okay, actually, we're going to cast Rumble. Does Rumble resolve? Force. We're going to cast the Kozilek's Return. And then pass. A counterspell. Okay. So at least we got through those. And next turn we can devour a Solitude. Actually, we can just clear the board with Return, funny enough. Yeah. Well, we hope we do. And we're cool to Promise End. Well, 8, 2, 4, 6, 7. We're short 1. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? 2, 4. Yeah, 7. Yeah, we're short 1. Doesn't really matter. I guess I should have exiled the Solitude. It does matter in the grand scheme. Do you have a counterspell? Yep, no legal targets. I'm aware. Pass the turn. Alright, back to me. The return's not going to do much right now, so we'll attack in with Devourer. On end step, we'll bring back... Do we want to bring back Worldbreaker? Because we're 1 land away from an Emrakul, and it's more likely to draw a land than a soul land. So, yeah, we'll just hold back then. An Arena of Glory. I do want to get rid of that. Well, let's go attacking first. See if they have a Solitude. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and play Devourer. Try and speed up the clock. Oh, one downside of Devourer. Getting rid of our own Utopia Sprawl. It is a must, not a may. Alright, well, let's go ahead and kick here. And kick the Arena of Glory. We'll go ahead and grab a Temple. So we have 8 now for Emrakul. Yeah, it's going to be one thing I'll have to get used to with Devourers. If there are no legal targets, we'll hit our own Utopia Sprawl, which, like, Kozilek's Return is the only card that matters in that regard, so I'm not, like, horribly upset by it. It's just something to keep in mind. We do have lethal on board regardless. So unless they can do something about this. Well, let's go to combat. Do you have something for the team? Galvanic Discharge. Yes, that will resolve. I think it might just be right for me to kick the Mycospawn again. And I don't know, get rid of your filter land. Grab a commercial district. Bottom that. And then put a stop on their end step. They would need a Wrath of Skies at this point. We'll return to a Worldbreaker to hand. Go to combat. Another Solitude. I'm going to attempt to Kozilek's Return. Guess I shouldn't have used the green in the grand scheme. Okay, we got there though. That was game 1. Jeskai Control winning game 1. We really need to win game 2. We don't have chalices to cut anymore, which makes this interesting. Do we change anything for this matchup? We might have Damping Sphere, so Haywire might be good. We're at, what is this, 11? So we don't need to increase our 7 mana value spells. Yeah, Damp Sphere is the only thing, but like that also stops them. I think it hurts them a lot more than it hurts me in the grand scheme of things. So I'm not really sold on trying to interact with Dampening Sphere. I think we keep as is, honestly. I mean, I guess you could argue Stone Brain to get rid of Flage and whatnot. Kozilek's Return seems a bit lackluster, actually, so maybe we do trim those out. Yeah, because like it clears the Solitudes, but doesn't hit the Fairy, doesn't clear Flage. So maybe that's right. On the draw for game number 2. We're almost at a 3-minute deficit. So we need to play efficiently here. I will keep this. I'll reveal Devourer. We're looking for a lab. If not a lab, then just a land. Trigger. I'll grab the Cavernous Souls. Eldrazi Temple. Play the Might. Pass. Counterspell. Interesting that they pitched a counterspell. Must have an abundance in hand then? Would be my assumption. I might want to bait out this counterspell then with Stonebrain, because I'd like my green source. I think they will attack me ramping. Eldrazi. Pass. Spell Snare. Yep, so we were correct. Okay. A forest, you say? Well, let's go attacking. Let's attempt to resolve Talisman. Let's attempt to resolve Malevolent Rumble. They're going to counter, so we pass. Okay. So that's 5 mana, 2 card types. So 7 total for Emrakul. Elaborate Temple puts us in business. Dodo. Play the forest. We're at 6 now. Teferi? It's a Teferi. You bounce my talisman. You bounce my might. Yeah. Temple. Perfect. Let's get rid of Teferi. I'll also go ahead and play the might again. Pass. Don't want them instant speeding a Wrath. We can help it. Could be another Teferi. Supreme Verdict. Yes. Let's go ahead and play World Breaker. Get rid of that red source. Go to attack. And on their end step, we'll cast Kozilek's Command. Does this resolve? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 5 would be 13 for Emrakul. Force? Force. Okay. Go to combat. Attack with World Breaker. Cast. Oh, because it was exiled. That's right. Unfortunate. I'll put that on top. And pass. Kozilek's Command one more time. And looks like my opponent has conceded. All right, not bad. Good 2-0. A little bit dicey there on time, to be honest. Closer than I would like, especially if we had gone to a game 3. But overall, pretty good. No real notes that I can think of off the top of my head. So with that being said, we'll be back in a bit for round 3. Alright, and we are back for round 3 on the play for game 1. This hand is not great. Mulligan that. Yeah, we'll keep this hand. It sounds actually fantastic. We will keep. We will pitch Utopia Sprawl. Done. Kind of wish this was an untapped land rather than the commercial district, so the only major downside I would argue of this hand will reveal the Devourer. Let's see what we find on top. I mean, Temple ramps us into a turn 4, but I think we go with Rumble here. We'll go Lab, Tuck Devourer, pass. Bobble. Okay. Mox Amber. So this seems like Breach or Grinding Station. Emery? Yep. Yep, there's Grinding Station and Mox Amber. Tamio. Yeah. Bob will target me. Draw. Malevolent Rumble. Well, we need to play Temple because they're very close to comboing off here. Let's see what they do, what they target with Emery, because based on that, I'll probably command them out. Or ramp, and then exile 2. Probably whatever they target plus. Yep. I also have tempted to exile Tamio. Stomping Ground, so yeah, Temur, Grinding Station. Why would you shock it, though? I guess you could have a Breach. Would Breach get you there, though? You'd need to escape Grinding Station, Mishra's Bauble, Scalding Tarn, Preordain. Then sacrifice the Mox Amber. Mill 2. Yeah, you would be able to, so you could risk it. That is a thing you could do. This Grinding Station mills 3, right? Yep. Rumble. Rumble resolves. Imagine they grab an Emery. Just to mill deeper. Grabs a Breeding Pool. Targets the Grinding Station. Ramp, exile, ramp, exile, exile. Done. And done. Okay, that sets them back a bit. An untapped green source would be really good, methinks. Tamiyo attacks, makes a clue. 3 cards in hand, one of which being this breeding pool. Paying cost. Flipping the Tamiyo. I guess, yeah, from the... I was wondering where the second draw came from, but Mishra's Bobble. That's right. There is the untapped forest. Let's go ahead and... Malevolent Rumble. Two, three, 4, 5, 6. Let's go... How does Tamiyo read? Instant or sorcery, that's important to note. Worldbreaker can always come back. We can't cast Mega Spawn, so I think we grab the Thought Knot. And then cast the Thought Knot. Let's take a look at your hand. Yeah, that breach would be an issue. I think we get rid of the breach. The Van Blast is also an issue, but not the end of the world. You need 3 more artifacts, and right now you do not have that. You can have 2, at least as of right now. The Rumble can probably get you into your 3rd. Okay, well there's the Bobble, so you now can have 3 of Emery. That will deal 4 damage. Shocking the Breeding Pool. There's the Rumble. No Unholy Heat. I imagine they grab Opal. Yes. There's the Opal. You definitely have Metalcraft now for the Galvanic Blast or Unholy Heat. Both are options. We need to deal with Tamiyo at some point. Yep, there's the Blast. We'll draw a card. Bobble. And then I imagine you grab another Bobble. Yeah, you can grab another Bobble with Emery. I guess you can also exile my graveyard. Yeah, that would be a plan. Return Malevolent Rumble. Well, there is the grinding station. I'll play grinding station. No, Bobble target themselves first. Emery target what? Bobble? There's the grinding station. Bobble target themselves. Didn't they already target themselves with Bobble? Two, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, Bobble trigger. Target me this time. They'll draw 3. Yikes. Ones like this is where I do miss Karn. Or not Karn, Chalice of the Void. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Unfortunate. Right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's play Commercial District. We do want that command. Sprawl, red. Okay. Well, this could be interesting. We'll go to end step. Oof. So, unfortunately, that is the win for them. I'll let them play it out. We are 1 turn short for the Kozilek's command. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, if we were also 1 turn sooner. Oh, that would have been so funny. I was just thinking how funny it would be if I took their turn and then could combo them to death. Oh, that's so unfortunate. 1 turn off. Rough. Could I have... No, the command's already in there, that's right. Dang. That was so fun. Unfortunate. It is what it is. Yep, we'll just let them do their thing. They have Grape Shot Engrave. They'll need to get enough going though. It's gonna take a minute. Because they have to cast it, then they have to escape it. Well, they actually have enough. Because they only have 7 casts, right? That gets them to 11. Well, I guess they can cast Grape Shot twice. Yeah. So they'll have it. They just need to get to 9. Cast Grape Shot for 10. Cast Grape Shot again for 11. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So they do have it. Well, I'll at least log Temur grinding station. Loss for game 1. At this point, we'll just let them burn their resource of time. Not much else to do. Can't believe I was 1 turn off of the Emrakul to take their turn and combo themselves to death. I've been so good. Either that or just have the Kozilek's command to exile their targets, but comboing them to death with Emrakul would have been really funny. Yep, they'll continue on. For sideboard, you want Dismember for Emery. You want Stonebrain. What else do we want? I guess a Haywire Might. Yeah, we can bring in Haywire Might as well, because we don't play Chalice. So Haywire Might, Dismember, Stonebrain. So that's 5 cards. Yeah. Anything else? No, I think that's it. Karn will be really useful here, of course. Anything else? No. I think just those 5. So we'll cut Kozilek's Return and 2 Myco spawns. I think that's correct. Yep, great shot for 10. So exactly as I had thought. I do love that art. That art is really pretty. I am a sucker for good Magic the Gathering art. And then they'll cast Grape Shot again, and this time it will be Storm Count 11. Yep. I wonder if there's an argument for holding up the command until they actually have the breach. But like them getting the grinding station earlier would have accelerated them so much faster. There's also an argument for maybe me taking the Malevolent Rumble. Yeah, the Malevolent Rumble did really help them. Something to think about. We'll remove these from side. Cut the return and 2 Myco spawn. And run it back. And the only thing that I'm thinking of is adding, like, changes to this list. I'm thinking of adding a Shifting Woodlands, maybe cutting a return for it. Yeah. There's also the thought of maybe cutting some number of 7 mana value spells for forests. I'm going to need to dive deep into the hypergeometric distribution calculator to find the right numbers. This was kind of just a quick draft. I knew I needed at least 9 forest or forest equivalents, and then at least 9 7 mana value spells. Everything else was pretty much just the Tron, Eldrazi Tron, then shifted over. I think Fleet of Shells are pretty compatible. Imagine an opponent brings in Consign the Memories. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else they bring in. We're on the play for game 2. 1/7 drop would have made all the difference. So we'll mulligan this. Rough. That Rumble was a talisman. That'd have been so good. Eee. Well, we're gonna have to keep this one. Keep. Drop District, drop Rumble. Honestly, I might. Oh no, I can't drop Devour, so I have to drop Command. Reveal Devourer. Take a look on top. Grab the Thought Knot. Play Lab. Play Devourer. Play Stonebrain and pass. I want to take a look at my opponent's list real quick. Distinctive. Yep, Grinding Station. Okay, so I see that in the past they've also played Thassa's Oracle. But without Underworld Breach, this deck can't really function. Well, let's go Thought Knot Seer. Let's make sure we're applying some pressure. There's the breach. We will deal with those. So we'll just get rid of Emery. Then pass back to opponent next turn Stonebrain named Breach. And I think they don't exactly have much to combat, just a mid-range game plan. I guess they have Urza's Saga. Urza's Saga could be trouble, now that I think about it. Yeah. Well, attack of Tamiyo. Yeah, I guess they do have a way. They generate a ton of artifacts, so constructs will be relevant. Here's the Emery. Oh, well, okay, we're one land off of that. So let's Stonebrain, target you, name Underworld Breach. This will draw you into 2 fresh cards. There's Sink in the Stupor. I don't play that as a land. And there's 4. I mean, we could have brought in the Grape Shot, or named Grape Shot, but it's also possible they could have switched it out for Thassa, so I think it was just right to name Breach. Alright. Well, I can't block Tamiyo, and that's the one I actually want. They're gonna tap Emery for a bobble, I imagine, so let's just attack face. Yeah, Saga is what they're going for now, which means a land into Karn, grabbing an EE would be ideal. Stomping Grounds is one of the ones we don't know. Another clue. I don't have enough for Sink, so a land would be ideal here. Targeting Bobble. Yep, playing Bobble. Surprised they didn't play Saga. The construct will be a 4/4. Not what I needed there, friend. So I'm not going to give them extra cards, and I want to hold back a blocker. So I'll hold off. Yep, there's a 4/4. And they'll make it into a 6/6, a 7/7. Yee. This is going to be a little bit rough. The bobble they don't care about because they're just going to bring it back with Emery. Yeah, we're just 1 land short of being able to do something here. Yeah. Would have been really good to have found a land. Rough. Yep, make a construct. Find an artifact. Bring back Bobble. This will be a 6/6/7/7. There's a Mox. So now you have 2 blue for Sink. There's Saga. And now 4 unknowns. I mean, we didn't Stonebrain from behind on board, but they've been able to amass a pretty substantial board state now. Unholy Heat. That's a problem. Tamiyo does flip. Can now pick up Consigned Memory. Chicks up instead. Aether Spellbomb. I desperately need a land. There's the Mishra's Bobble. 7 going to face. Oh boy. A land doesn't even cut it now, does it? Oh, we found the land a turn too late. We can crack the forest. Down to 12. problem is EE costs 2 to activate. So I can play Karn. Does Karn resolve in the first place? Karn resolves. The problem is they have lethal damage. Even if I were to tick up Karn targeting a artifact, it puts it down to 6, and then activating Saga puts it back up to 7. They unfortunately do have it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we were short on Emrakul. So yeah, that land was just a turn too late. Ugh. Rough. Rough. Well, yeah. Because yeah, we take up Karn. There's nothing you can take down for 0 that matters. Engineered explosives would be what we want, but then we can't activate it. So yeah, we take up Karn on, I don't know, Opal, which they could just bring back, so we take it up on a clue. That puts it down to 12 exactly, and then just pushes it up back up to 17 next turn. Yeah. Unfortunate. Land was just a turn too late. Alright, you got it. I'm not going to belabor the point. Moments like this is where I do miss my Chalice of the Void. But that being said, not much of note there in this matchup. I think we just had some bad hands. We made the best of what we had, drew into a land too late. Otherwise, not bad. Yeah, we were short 1 turn in both games, weren't we? 1 turn from casting Emrakul and comboing off of their own deck, and 1 turn too late for Karn into EE. Rough. Well, you can't win them all. At this point, with an X-2 record, we are more or less out of contention for top 8. There's a chance that, realistically speaking, 2 people with X2 records will make it to top 8. With my tiebreakers, unlikely, unless a miracle happens, and both the people I lost against just win all of their matches. But the fact of the matter is, since I'm now in a lower bracket, it's not likely. Especially as I lost round 1. Yeah. So now we're just aiming for 15 points to get into the top 16 for prizing. At least guarantees us top 21. So yeah, we're just aiming for prizing at this point. If we get anywhere lower than potential 12 points, we'll just call it there for the night. But with that being said, I'll be back in just a bit with round 4. Alright, and we are back for round 4 on the play for game 1. And could be better, so I'm gonna look at that. It's a turn 3 play, right? We go Forest, Utopia Sprawl, Forest, Utopia Sprawl, Cavern Souls. Do we go Talisman? I think we can pitch Talisman here. Though maybe... Okay, let's pitch the Utopia Sprawl. So we go Forest, Utopia Sprawl on red. Pass the turn, play Cavernous Souls, Talisman of Impulse, Thought-Knot Seer. Delayed Halfling, so feeling like it could be Yawg. Eldrazi Temple. Well, don't mind if I do. Green Green Sun, Zenith, Yawgmoth, Walla Roots. Green Sun can get grist eventually, so I think we do get rid of Green Sun. Give them fewer options. There's the shifting. Played half lane for Walla Roots. Yawgmoth. At least Boseiju, shifting in an unknown. Cavernous Souls. Eldrazi. Talisman of Impulse. So if they hit the forest or the temple, that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, we'll go for a kicked Myco spawn next turn. Down to 16. Walla Roots. Shifting Woodlands. No attacks. I am, incidentally, running out of forests. Let's make it uncounterable because we'll get rid of Blooming Marsh. We'll grab... Ooh, do you have a Fatal Push? Commercial Dish. Actually, let's grab a Fetch. Orcish Bowmaster, yes. I guess you could triple block? Don't exactly want to give you a free draw, so I'll hold off. There's Boseiju. Let's crack the Wooded Foothills. Grab a commercial district. Bottom the forest, or rather put in a graveyard. Thought Knot Seer. Well, let's go ahead and play Thought Knot Seer. Endurance. They're top decking and our top decks are better, so I think we just pass. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Windswept Teeth, pass, and pause on end step. Ones like this where I do miss All Is Dust as well. Oh, looking like a Yogg. Oh, a Grist. Sacrifice something to kill a Thought Knot? Yep, makes sense. Draw a card. Crack the Windswept Teeth. Do a bit of deck thinning. Stomping Grounds. Tapped. Sowing Myco Spawn. Kicked. We'll make it uncontrollable because we'll get rid of the Shifting Woodlands. Let's grab The Misty, like I could grab, yeah, it's probably correct to still grab a fetch even though, yeah. I think I'm making a few alterations. I'm thinking of what I want to cut. Like I want to bring in a few cards. Mainly additional forest. Nope, is this? Okay, well this is Yogg from a Quarter Calling. It is a slight problem. Yep, we're gonna do Yogg things. You're looking for another Young Wolf. Young Wolf and then a Blood Artist. Fortunately, destroying into nothing but lands definitely didn't help us here. Did me no favors. Oh, interesting. Malevolent Rumble. Finds, I guess, Takanuma. Yep, Takanuma makes sense. Grist finds nothing. So now we'll do Young Wolf things. Yep. Prosperous Innkeeper. Not infinite health, but close. Prosperous Innkeeper is interesting. Again, makes me kind of wish for an Ulamog. And Patra's now infinite snakes. So now infinite snakes, and you can draw until you have one. Actually, no. Yeah, this is just infinite snakes, infinite draws, isn't it? Because of Delighted Halfling. Oh, not Delighted, Prosperous Innkeeper. Ooh. Interesting. Well, I'll make you burn your time. You still need to find a way to kill me. So you need a Blood Artist or a Quarter Calling. So you can get the Blood Artist. And there's also 2 Young Wolf. There's Quarter Calling, but... Oh, Walking Ballista. Okay, so they sack it. It comes back with a counter. They get rid of a counter. They ping me. Oh, fascinating. Okay, so they do have lethal now. I'm glad we wait because then we can see how they're trying to accomplish their end goal. The Prosperous Innkeeper is interesting. So this is Golgari Yawgmoth. We're gonna lose game 1, that much is certain. Golgari Yawgmoth. Lost for game 1. Let them do their thing. At the end of the day, time is a resource, one of which they need to manage. Proliferate. Oh. I guess they've generated enough to then proliferate, then they can proliferate on the Young Wolf. I guess anything that has a counter can then ping me. Yeah. Smart. Does it need black mana or is it just proliferate for? 2 black proliferate. How did you proliferate? I'm not sure, actually. They didn't have any black mana, right? Yeah, not sure. But they managed to do it somehow. Down to 2. 1. And 0. Okay. Vel, to sideboard. I mean, we had a good start. Just unfortunate that we didn't see any of our threats. We definitely want to keep Kozilek's Return. Good sweeper. Stonebrain and Dismember will be good here. So I think we run it back like this. On the play for game 2. This doesn't do too much. Well, if we find a lab or a temple, it is a thought not on 2. So actually we'll keep this. We'll reveal Devourer. So looking for a lab or a temple. There's the lab. Oh, but... yeah. I realize the error of our ways. I realize now, so I'll do this. Ugh. Yeah. Learning new things. Like I said, this is the first day that I've actually run this deck. We draw into the lab. Now we can crack the Wooded Foothills. We can grab a forest. We can play Utopia Sprawl for red. Play lab. 2, 4, 5, 6. You might want Devourer, so we'll tuck the Emrakul and pass. Grist, Wallet Roots, Yawgmoth. Walking Ballista is 0, so I got the Soul Cauldron's a bit of a concern. Well, let's play Forest. Utopia Sprawl. Red, green. I guess we'll still go red. And Thought Not Seer. Get rid of that Chord Calling. No Yogg for you. So next turn we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll have Devourer. The question is, do we get rid of the Lighted Halfling? No, they have the Verdant Catacombs. No shot you found the Yogg? No, you found Grist. Yep, so you'll sacrifice the Yawgmoth, get rid of the Thought Knot. A little bit unfortunate. Play the Catacombs. Crack it. Do you play something this turn? You do. Prosperous Innkeeper. Let's play Cavern of Souls. Name Eldrazi. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. So we'll go ahead But what do we exile? If they find a Yawg, they don't have infinite yet. Grist creates blockers, making it hard for us to get through with just one, so we need to get rid of Grist. One, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are short on Emrakul. 2, 6, yeah. Verdict Catacombs isn't played. Malevolent Rumble? No. What were they thinking there? Maybe a Chord of Calling? I think it's still correct to attack. Down to 13. They can't block the Young Wolf for obvious reasons. Mortuary. And they keep it on top. That is equally concerning. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, they now have Ballista. So now they can deal me damage. No shot. Okay, just put a counter on Prosperous Innkeeper. I was about to say, do they actually have the Yawg? Alright, you attack, I imagine, for 5. That 5 damage can then get pushed to 8, so I'm at a theoretical 11. End step. Theoretical 10. Commercial districts. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 short. We'll put that in graveyard and hope to find something better. Kozilek's Command would be awesome. A Kozilek's Return would be good. Yeah. So now we're forced to block. So I will pass. And they're going to take one type out of the yard as well. So that Emrakul becomes less and less likely to be casted here. Like in the grand scheme, we're actually only running 18 lands. But I feel like we're just flooding out so often. Okay. Oh, now they all have the ability to make mana as well. That's a bit frightening. Oh, and a Yawgmoth, because things just needed to get better. Yeah, like we're only on 18 lands. It feels like we're not doing much sometimes. Okay. Yes. Oh, this is a loop, isn't it? Because you remove the counter, you sack it with Yogg, you have mana with Prosperous Innkeeper. Oh, it's so unfortunate. Yeah, you got it. Rough. More lands. I mean, sometimes that's just how it is. And like we found action thereafter, but like, dang, Varian sucked for me there. Nothing but lands. Alright, well, unfortunately, that is X3. So now we're really just going for 12 points. Anything less than that, and we'll drop. I'm going to be playing in the Super Qualifier tomorrow. So I'll have to determine, A, what tweaks I want to make to this, and B, if I stick with Eldrazi Tron. I mean, I can't really base anything off of this because this is only, whatchamacallit. I've only played 5 matches with this deck in total, so I need a lot more data to compare the two. Alright. Do I feel like Eldrazi Tron would have done better? I don't know. Like, it's easy to say yes, right? It's easy to sit here and go, yeah, absolutely, it would do better. But that's not necessarily true. If Emrakul was something else, I'm curious. 2, 3, 4, 7, 10. And if Emrakul was an Ulamog, we could have casted Ulamog. But I mean, like, the Emrakul and Malevolent Rumble package is so good together. But I do miss my Eldrazi Titans, the Exile. Honestly, probably just bad variants. Can't really say much about it. And otherwise, no real notes, I guess. Like, the Grist makes it hard for us to attack through, and eventually will grow big enough to where it can sack and get rid of Devour. So I think attacking Grist was right, but leaving the Prosperous Innkeeper and or the Young Wolf, especially knowing that, well, I guess we didn't know at the time Walking Ballista was underneath Cauldron, just leaves us open to a combo finish. Interesting. Things to think about. The deck definitely plays a lot different. Now I'm wondering if I should add more lands. Like, I was thinking, at the very least, adding a Shifting Woodland and cutting a Kozilek's Return down to 2. So that I have 19 lands. Because Shifting Woodland's really good of Karn. All I need is, 4 mana and a Karn Engrave, and you have a Karn every single turn. Alright, so things to think about. That being said, we'll be back for round 5. Alright, and we are back for round 5 of today's MTGO challenge. A significant delay occurred. More or less, round 4 was in limbo for the better part of 40 some odd minutes. It just released. I am concerned that my opponent might not be here, but they are. We are on the draw, which makes its hand better. Tempted to keep it. Thought Knot's good. Kozilek's Command's good. So, hand seems keepable. We'll go ahead and reveal Devourer. Reveal the Devourer and pass to our opponent. Trigger. Sowing Mycospawn. Maybe a turn 3 Mycospawn, right? Otherwise we have Talisman, but what's that ramping into? I guess it gets us a Kozilek's Return, but we already have that with the Wooded Foothills. So I think we go with... I'll go with the Sowing Mycospawn. It's at least a playable, which is important here. Like I said, next turn, if we really needed to, for whatever reason, we can crack Wooded Foothills and grab a Stomping Grounds for Kozilek's return. Okay, could be Energy. Energy without a turn 1 plays a bit unusual, though. Oh, and... Oh, okay, so they're saying to please file a ticket. I honestly haven't ever filed a ticket, so... I'll have to figure out how to do that. Goblin Bombardment tells me they have a Johnny in hand. Okay. So I think in that case, we'll go Wooded Foothills and delay Mike. I mean, Mike Azan's already delayed a turn, so it's kind of pointless in that regard, but this allows us to hold up Kozilek's command. Or Kozilek's return, rather, for a Johnny. I've been giving thought about the Emrakul and the Malevolent Rumble package. I like it. I'm not sure I want to... Sorry, if you just heard dial-up noises, that was my brain trying to figure out what the fresh hell I'm seeing with a Johnny's Pride Mate. What? What is happening? That's so odd. Okay. Well, let's crack the Wooded Foothills for a commercial district. A Johnny's Pride Mate. Wild. We'll take the Thought Knot? Yeah? Yeah. See what our opponent has in hand. We have an Orange Chant? Okay. Sure. That's a thing you can do. I'm confused by these choices, but it's a thing you can do. I guess now you can escape Flage. Yeah. Yeah. And then a Johnny's Pride Mate will grow? Yeah. I'll just cast this now. And pass. I'm very confused. That is the answer to that. I'm very confused. Yep, we'll take the 1, and take 3. We'll play Myco Spawn next turn so we can follow up with Devour the turn after. Oh, well, command works too. And they're going to just sack it, right? Yeah. Let's go ahead and do this. This would allow me to play Thought Knot as well as a follow-up. Bombardment will sack it, target me down to 14. I guess command can also trigger return. I did forget about that. Yep, down to 14. And then let's cast a Thought Knot here to see what they got in hand. Two cards remaining. Okay. Cast Solitude, exiles Thought-Knot, draws a card, which one will then get picked by me. Oh, I guess it's a land, so yeah. You get to keep it. Fascinating. What did you exile? A Flage. Okay. What did you draw? A Fable. Okay. Eldrazi Temple. 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11. So let's go. You're going to try and cast Flage again, is what you're telling me. Let's go ahead and exile Elegant Parlor. We'll grab an Eldrazi Temple. I don't even think this should be considered like energy. I'm not even sure if it is energy. It's almost like Boros mid-range? Question mark? Yeah, 3, 5, 11, 12, 13. So yeah, we do have the ability to play Emrakul Promised End. Oh, you have Arena of Blurs. I'm going to take 9, 11. Oh, why would you do that? Well, I guess they're off. I guess they're off one for Flage. Yeah, that is why. Okay, well, we're going to take control of your turn. Several times, in fact. Most like this is where, like, Emrakul feels really good, though. Oh, I don't need that many. Doesn't really matter. We'll get our Shaman. Do I need to get rid of the Shaman? Cool. Yeah, because at the end of the day, we'll take control their turn. We can attack the Shaman into us. We can sack the treasures. We can bombardment themselves. We can cast Flage. Target themselves, sack itself to bombardment, etc. So yeah, we're in a good spot. Again, not really sure what we're playing against. Feels more mid-range-ish than normal. We'll bring in 2 Dismembers. We'll cut 2 Mycospawn, and that's it. But yeah, I'm giving thought to Malevolent Rumble and Emrakul package, because they do feel like a package deal in addition to Shifting Woodlands, right? I was doing some math with the hypergeometric distribution calculator, and instead of increasing the number of forests from 9 to 11, it might actually be better for me to increase the number of talismans, since we are heavy on the 4-drop slot. I also wonder if I should cut back on some number of Kozilek's Command, Malevolent Rumble, or 7 mana value spells for Mystic Forge. Mystic Forge felt really good in Eldrazi. I imagine it felt really good here, though there are some additional dead cards on top, like Rumble, Utopia Sprawl, which are a little bit concerning. This hand is unfortunate. We're missing a forest. Otherwise, this hand would be really good. Definitely need to increase the number of forests. Probably up to 9 untapped. The commercial district doesn't technically count, so it's really 8 untapped. So at least need to increase it to 9. We'll mulligan this, unfortunately. Yeah, the Commercial District, like I said, I don't like it in my opening hand. Gonna mulligan again. Yeah, I'll keep it. Ugh. Cavernous Souls, I guess. I kind of want Cavernous Souls, though. Maybe the second Sprawl, so that way you can go Stomping Ground Sprawl. No, it really doesn't matter. Guess we can pitch the Myco spawn and find something to Sprawl. Go Stomping Ground, untapped, Utopia Sprawl, target, Cavernous Souls, tap tap. No. Because we go Stomping Grounds, Utopia Sprawl. I guess I could go double green. Utopia Sprawl. That'll leave one left over. Yeah, okay, so yes, I can do that. Okay, yes. Not great, but workable. No, one drop again. Roll Breaker. Would have liked to seen that one earlier. Green, and we're going to generate more green. Because I'll go green, green, Utopia Sprawl, Exercise. Interesting. And this feels like Boros Energy, but I haven't seen any of the hallmarks of Boros Energy, and it confuses me. He's all Pride me. What? Okay. White Orchid Phantom. Yeah. Huh. Unexpected. Very unexpected. We'll hold up Dismember. Very confused. I guess that explains why they pitched the Exercise, because they're going to cast the White Orchid instead. Okay, so it is still Boros Energy, just a really strange list. Take the 2. That's fine. There's Flage. Take 3. There are 3 cards off before being able to escape it. 3 cards in a land. Another Utopia Sprawl. Well, we can... Ugh, I can't. So let's go Malevolent Rumble. That'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Be 1 short of the breaker. Alternatively, Mycospawn will just be short in general. So we'll go to Windswept Heath. Pitch everything else. It's now 7 card types. Crack Windswept Heath. For Forest. And we'll generate another red source. Pass the turn. 3, 4, 5, 6. We need a land for breaker. And we can still hold up this member. Arena of Glory. Yeah, we'll make you pay the 1. Okay, so now we need a temple in order to play Breaker. Yeah. Well, let's play Talisman of Impulse. So up to 5 mana now. 1 short of Emrakul. The problem is, as it stands, if they're able to cast and haste Flage, we lose. This member is a dead card at this point. Well, let's go Malevolent Rumble. Thought Not Seer. The problem is, if they're smart, they crack the fetch, they let static go, they haste the Flage and win. They might not even need it if they have another discharge. Yeah. So now they have the discharge, they'll draw. See nothing but lands. They crack the fetch. Up to 6. Now you can haste the Arena of Glory. Yeah. Okay. So this is, in fact, Boros Energy. Can you pass? Yep, there's the hasted Flage, and there's the win on their part. Okay. Unfortunate. Yeah, the White Orchid Phantom was surprising. That's not normally in the sideboard at this point. Normally it's Stony Silence. But it definitely worked out well for them, so I can't really say anything about it. Yep. And that's lethal on board. Okay. To sideboard. We'll run it back as is. No changes. On the play for game 3. Hand is not keepable. Like, we'd be simply looking for Ugin's Lab. And even then, it doesn't feel great. Nope, not here either. If a Kozilek's Return was a forest, would that matter? Probably not. Yikes. We're down to 5. We keep Devourer. We're on the play, though. We look for a land. Keep the Misty. Pitch Thought Knot and Karn. And then Rumble on 2. It's not great. I'll keep it. Reveal Devourer. We'll grab the Temple. Play the Misty Rainforest. Was that commercial district in there? Of course it was. And pass. On end step, we'll crack it. Bombardment. Crack the forest. Grab Stomping Grounds. Put into play tapped. Play Cavernous Souls. Name Eldrazi. Ugh. I did it again. Yeah, small things like that. God dang it. Come with inexperience. We'll grab the lab. Because, yeah, I should have played Cavernous Souls first. Drawn the Eldrazi Temple. Played the fetch. Then fetched for a basic. Yeah, that was bad play on my part. He exiled 3 cards for no intent reason. I can start to see why they might be cutting Devour of Destiny from some lists, or at least trimming them down for those exact reasons. It does require some awkward manipulation of mana sometimes. Because if you're going to go like fetch, forest, Utopia Sprawl, interesting. Bombardment is fine. Karn. Karn is interesting to me. I will tuck the Breaker. Let's see what you're playing with. Apply pressure on board. Can't play anything. Oh, I guess, yeah, Solitude. I forgot that you're playing Solitude. So you'll draw a card. Still -1. Because that's 2 for 1. Oh, interesting, yeah. I was like, 1 second, what does that happen? Yeah, but sacrifice to kill it. Get rid of the Flage. Next turn we can Karn and then grab Engineered Explosives. If they go all out with Guide of Souls and Ocelot Pride. Yep. Yep. Bridge doesn't work here because we're not sitting behind a Chalice. Yeah, moments like this, like I said, I do miss Chalice. Crack the Mesa. Shock for what? Another Ocelot Pride. That is brutal. That was a fantastic draw. Yeah. A forest. Let's play Karn. You'll minus Karn. I will grab... I said EE doesn't do it. Oh, not EE, sorry. Ensnaring Bridge doesn't do it. EE helps some. So I'll grab EE. We'll still have to deal with the cat tokens they generate is the problem. Karn might take 3 damage, however. But they're going to have a ton of cat tokens. Do you want to static prison my Karn? Because that would be really helpful. Because how many tokens are they going to generate? 2, 4, 6? I think that's right. Fairly certain that's right. Guide, Ocelot, and then 2 at me to 21. I still have a problem. I need to draw into a Kozilek's Return, honestly. It'd probably be the better find than Engineered, or the better choice. Engineered is kind of just doing the best it can. Was I right? 6? Yep. Getting all the energy for it. Alright. Well, we'll play Talisman of Impulse. I'll play Engineered Explosive, X equals 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1 off from casting a Devourer. Not really enough, to be honest, because we're going to take 7, 10. Oh, we're dead, right? We're just dead? Yeah, because they put the counters on the cat token, which was correct. That's 7, 10. And then another 7, 8. So we're at 1. We are at 1. No, we're dead, because then they're going to sacrifice the Goddess Souls, Ocelot Pride. Yeah, no, we're just dead. Okay, never mind. We dead. We dead. I guess... would it have mattered if I did X equals 0 instead? That'd have been 7. 7 from 19 to 12. That would have been the better play, question mark? No, because they would have had 3, 5 to 7, and then generated 6 cats. So no, it wouldn't have mattered. We are dead regardless. Yeah. As some things to think about. A, I need to play smarter with this deck. Having fetches and Devourer can be kind of awkward. Because you want to put something on top. Yeah, on the play, at least, it's very awkward. Because you put something on top, but you want to fetch. Okay. Things to think about for the future. I definitely want to tweak this list a bit more. I think adding an additional forest would be a good place to start. Because Utopia Sprawl, much like Ugin's Labyrinth, needs a minimum of 9 forests. 9 untapped forests to be able to generate 4 mana on turn 2. That's really the power that we're going for here. That in mind, I do think I want to continue to saturate the 4 mana slot. So I'm really tempted to cut Kozilek's Return and bring in Mystic Forge. Because right now we're at 12. That would push us to 15. Or not 15. Yeah, 15. If we brought in 3 main. Keep Dismembering aside. The only thing is then we don't have a sweeper in main. The alternative is cutting down on the Malevolent Rumble package and the Emrakul package, which is something we could do. Choose different 7 mana value spells than World Anew. It'd free up 4 slots. Might be something to consider. Might be something to consider. Well, either ways, with that being said, I'll be back tomorrow for the Modern Super Qualifier. I'm going to sleep on it tonight whether or not I play Eldrazi Tron or Eldrazi Ramp. I might play Eldrazi Tron just for the fact that I have a lot of reps on that deck, whereas my lack of experience with this deck definitely showed in some slight ways, I would argue. Like, the obvious one being fetching on the play after a Devour trigger. Not exactly the best of choices. That being said, as always, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please feel free to hit that like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, didn't mention, or just different lines in general. As much as I hope that you guys learn from my matches, both in my successes and my failures, I hope that you guys can teach me something as well. And if you aren't already, please do consider hitting that subscribe button, as it does help out the channel a ton. We are getting closer and closer, bit by bit, to 500 subscribers, which is what we'll need in order to monetize this channel. The benefit of eventually monetizing this channel is going to be I'll be able to save up for a streaming PC, which will allow me to stream live on Twitch. I'll be able to make more content, whether that be more Eldrazi Tron, Eldrazi Ramp, what have you, or other Magic the Gathering content in general. So all the support that you guys give me is always appreciated. And with that being said, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!